Naughty, 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 Kardashian. Uh, oh, hello, boys and girls. It's your old pal Salty, and it's another year, I know. Just helping out my brother Santa with his naughty and nice list. Let me tell you, you people, you've done a lot of naughty things this year. Stuff I'm not proud of, but anyway, I'm helping my pal Chuck out with his top 5 list of toys of 2014. This is an interesting year. We had a movie year, 50th anniversary. Some sublines faltered, some excelled, and I think it's a fair representation. Now, this is only one man's opinion and doesn't reflect the views of the general toy community at large. Because much like a wrestlers union, you have 5 toy collectors in a room at the same time. They probably won't even be able to agree what the temperature is. But without further ado, here's Chuck with the top 5 toys of 2014.
Thank you, Salty, for that great intro. Starting us off is the Crio line by Hasbro. 2014 was a bit of a transitional year. Hasbro finally realized, or came to the realization, that fans of the Transformers Crio line really liked the micro-change figures. So they shifted the aesthetic of the line from sets that you build a vehicle, build a robot, build an animal, build a robot, to playset styles that the Creons can interact with. G.I. Joe continued releasing cool sets, cool figures. The highlight being we finally got a new Terradrome since the 1980s. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of controversy as we found out that with later waves of blind bag figures, Hasbro had discontinued using the coding system, making them actual blind bags. This, along with the failure of the Dungeons & Dragons line, might have put a little bit of a negative spin and a bad taste in the collector's mouth. Where Kre-O will go from here remains to be seen. We've seen prototypes for the Transformers line, but nothing else for G.I. Joe or any new lines. Will this be the last year of Kre-O? Nobody really can say. Here at number 4, we're looking at the Marvel Legends Marvel Universe line, now rebranded as the Marvel Infinite series and Infinite Legends. The name's a little bit of a tongue twister, but basically Hasbro's approach was twofold. While the very popular Marvel Universe line continued as a normal series of waves, giving us finally demanded classic characters like one of my favorites right here, Deathlock. The Marvel Legends line became really the collector's wing for the various Marvel films released this year, giving us some great characters like Baron Zemo in a newly designed new Marvel Legends style as part of the Captain America Winter Soldier movie. This is what they'll be doing going forward, and I have to say, the fact that we're getting an Agent Coulson figure in 2015 excites me to no end. There's still issues with distribution and collectors/scalpers going in and buying out whole waves in one shot, making it difficult for the average person to get a hold of these figures, but the quality in design, sculpt, and plastic is worth hunting down. The force is strong with our number 3 selection on the list, the Star Wars 6-inch Black Series. Hasbro took a gamble and made a 6-inch line that was directly geared towards the collectors, and I think it did very well. Yes, there were some stumbles in the early ways with shelf warmers and less popular characters, but eventually they hit the stride, especially in the department of troop builders, which, Stormtrooper, Clone Trooper, you can't keep them on shelves, and it's difficult at best to find. But I'm just really happy that we finally got a 6-inch Darth Vader to go along with my Padawan Cloud City Luke and Han Solo. These are just really fun figures, and the detail's incredible. I can't wait to see what more is coming in 2015, and I know going forward they're going to start the build towards the new Star Wars movie. 2014 was the 50th anniversary of G.I. Joe, one of the most beloved toy lines in the history of toys. Unfortunately, it wasn't as celebrated as many fans would have liked. Really only acknowledged by the Toys R Us exclusive 50th anniversary line, represented here by the Eagle Edge 3-pack, which featured a new sculpt version of Destro featuring the enhanced articulation. This is really, I think, the first redo of the classic Destro look since the 25th anniversary. Issues with paint, sculpt, and quality of plastic aside, I think for the most part, a lot of these figures were really good. And I kind of wish that we would have seen more of them. Where the future of G.I. Joe lies, nobody knows. Rumors are running rampant, but until Toy Fair in February of 2015, we won't be able to tell. Many of these figures are still available, and if you're a fan or a collector, they're definitely worth a look. Finally, the number one toy of 2015 has to be the Age of Extinction simplified line. Between the Power Battlers and the One-Step Changers represented here, Hasbro really knocked it out of the park. When these figures were first announced, there were cries within the fan community that Hasbro was abandoning their core audience, not realizing that they would still be making the complex Transformers. This was Hasbro's attempt to really get in the younger kids who really didn't have the dexterity to handle those more complicated transformations. Well, I have to tell you, the end result was great toys for younger hands, but also fun desk toys that were a throwback to the classic G1 style figures from the 1980s. Simple transformation that you can fool around with while sitting at your desk. And it's great to know that this line will be continuing in 2015 for the Robots in Disguise cartoon. There's an assortment of figures and characters. Some characters are carried over from Power Battlers to One-Step Changers to Flip and Change. So there's a great selection there for you. I really recommend it, and I really think if you still are on the fence about it, try something up. They're on shelves now for the holiday season. And just enjoy it for what it is, and don't worry about needing an engineer's degree to transform a transformer.
Dear Santa, I've been... What? With a melon? Oh, it's Kavanaugh. Oh, hey! So, that was the list. I hope all of you enjoyed it. I know Chuck had a great time putting it together. Well, as much of a great time this guy has, not much of a party animal, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays to everybody else. And remember, most important thing of this season, it's not the giving, it's not the getting, it's the love. So make sure you tell the people in your life how much you love them each and every day. Now I gotta go back here and finish up going through the naughties list, and Plan out Santa's dates for the next 7 days. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. Merry Christmas!